نجما يشع بأنوار وألوان مبارك زوجها جاءت على درار زوج النقاء بتتويج وإبهار
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. So today is the last session for Surah Ikhlas, that is the fourth session. Usually what I say that Montessori material or Montessori teaching strategies involve making connections. So the connection of having 4 sessions for Surah class, can anybody type in the message? I did mention why I was going to be having 4 sessions for Surah class. If anybody can write that in the chat would be great, just to know that you have started to make connections. What is a good logic behind having 4 sessions for Surah Ikhlas? Or how can you relate number 4 with Surah Ikhlas? I can read that in the chat later on. Let's begin. So what are we doing here? We are learning some strategies, some teaching methodologies for every age group, and also methods how we can connect the children to Quran. There will be lessons for teachers and there will be lessons for parents in this session. Okay. Okay. So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Dua for purity and sincerity of intentions. Allahumma ja'al amali kullahu swaliha waj'alhu liwajhika khalisa wa la taj'al li ahadin fihi shay'a. Okay, now I'm going to go back and we will recite the surah. Just give me a second, okay? Before that, let's do dua for clarity. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. My Lord, expand for me my breast and ease for me my task and untie the knot from my tongue that they may understand my speech. Duas are really important part of our lives. Please keep praying and make for yourself, for your kids, and for your life. Okay, this is one tracing worksheet that I found when I was traveling, and I visited a teacher who teaches Quran actually. She lives in Houston and she's teaching Kirat to the children, like Tajweed, Quran with Tajweed to different age groups. So she showed me this beautiful copy. It was a book for tracing. And this shows tracing work. How, and there was a beautiful pen with this, a pen that had a special eraser at the back. And you can write on the scripture and then you can erase if you make a mistake. How beautiful this exercise is for children. So I thought I should record it so I can share with you guys in this session. Yes, Miral, you can go ahead, please recite the surah for us, and then we'll go from there.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو
I cannot hear you, Miral. Have you unmuted yourself?
Yeah, I'm unmuted.
Okay, can you recite now?
Give me one sec.
Sure, no worries. Meanwhile, okay, you're ready? Otherwise, yeah, okay, go ahead, please.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد.
Subhanallah. And Jazakallah, thank you for reciting the surah for us. And let me quickly read the answer in the chat. That's yes, thank you so much, Sarah. There are 4 lines or 4 verses in this surah. That is why I had 4 series for this Surah Ikhlas. Honestly, if I would say, we can have unlimited sessions for Surah Ikhlas, because there are beautiful lessons that we can associate with this surah. And there can be many, many more lessons on this surah in which I can show you the lessons for different age group. But definitely there has to be a limit for everything. And inshallah, you will see many, many more in strategies in the upcoming sessions in the same on same Thursday. But for this Surah class, I'm keeping just 4 sessions in order to fix in your mind that there are 4 verses. And this is how what we do when we are in the classroom. We can, in a way, connect to 4 different things. Now you can ask the children, can you bring 4 objects from a house, or just for your warm-up or your startup? Can you bring 4 pencils from the classroom environment? And they're going to bring 4 pencils, and then you can connect. Okay, now the surah that I'm going to start, can you make a guess how many verses are there? And that's how you connect to the number. If you connect the surah with the number, it is just going to fix in their mind. And then later, whenever they are learning, or they are learning Quran on their own, they can always recall from the memory that there are 4 verses in the Surah class. If you do this exercise between 3 to 6 years, this will always become a part of their mind. Yeah, it will always stay there. Okay, let me show you. I'm going to click. Hopefully, the video can play. So this is the book. This is the whole Quran actually. And there is, you can practice every surah by writing on it. The color, the writing that is already there is is in gray color, on which you can trace and write with this special pen. The pen has a unique eraser on at the back, and then if you make a mistake, you can always erase it. And it's going to be so helpful for the children if they have their own, their own book, their own Quran. See, I'm erasing just one to show you that how it works. So I practiced it and I really enjoyed working it. That's why I thought I should share with you guys. Okay, let me come back. How do I come back? Okay, good. I'm back. Okay. So this was just one. Hopefully you, if you cannot find the whole Quran, this is just a technique. You can print a page with a grayscale. On the grayscale, you can print out and then give the child to write on top of it. Like there can be other ways that you can use this activity. Okay. Just a little recall. Why names, how does these names come into history? Many companions used to say different names of surah class just because of the topic they would understand from this surah. So just for your and my knowledge, is just there are some names that have been used by companions of Prophet Muhammad SAW. That's why they became a little, for me and for you, for a better understanding that, okay, what is in this surah? By the title, you come to know what is in this surah. For example, Al-Ahad. Al-Ahad means the one. the only one. Some people also say the only one. So refers to the first verse, Kul huwallahu ahad. Say he is Allah, the one, the only one. So there is no number after one. That's why this ahad is a special word. It is not like wahid. Okay, it is ahad, and ahad means one and only, the only one. Then another name is there, al-asas, the foundation. Indicates that this surah is foundational to Islamic belief, especially in God's unity. So we have to believe that this our religion has a foundation, and believing in just one God, that is our foundation. That should always be in our mind, that Allah is one and only, and we are looking towards Him only, and no one else. So at-Tawheed is another name, monotheism, or the oneness of God again. So see, in different ways, but these are different names, but highlighting the same concept, highlights the surah's emphasis on the absolute oneness and uniqueness of Allah. So here, along with oneness, we can also include uniqueness of Allah. That means Allah in every way is unique. Nobody is like Allah. Then al-ikhlas. Al-ikhlas is sincerity or purity. So your sincerity or having your purity in heart, that this is the most, and this surah is this Surah Ikhlas is the most well-known name. It refers to the purity of faith and sincere declaration of Allah's oneness. You and I have to understand this concept, that we this is against shirk. This surah is against shirk. So something we cannot ever think of, that is associating partners. And we do not realize, in many ways we associate partners with Allah without even realization. So we have to pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that protect us from this shirk, from associating partners with Allah. Like for example, a very small little example, someone says that, oh, my daughter was really very sick, and then I took her to the doctor, and then she got cured by the disease. And you know what, this doctor is really good in a way that he was the one who cured the disease for my daughter. In the back of the mind, she has that, she's a Muslim, she has that in mind, that it is Allah who cures, right? But we have to be so careful that when we are saying things, we even then have to be conscious that in our words we should include more and more that Allah gave the shifa, and through this doctor. We have to bring that to our consciousness. And also, when we are talking in front of others, we need to make sure we are using the right wordings and not trusting on anybody. Like, of course we know and we appreciate that people are being used, like, through people, but who is the one who gives the this shifa is Allah, because Allah is a shafi. If you know the name Ashafi, you must be knowing shifa comes only from Allah. In this lesson session, I'm particularly discussing teenagers. So really want to share teenagers characteristics before I move on. I've shown planes of development in my previous sessions. So 0 to 6, if it is physical independence time period. So the 6 to 9 is and 6 to 9 and 9 to 12 is mental independence, and 12 to 18 is social independence. Because you have to know that any child has to be developed in all his skills. He has to develop his language, he has to develop his movement, he has to also develop his mental capabilities, he also have to develop socially. So when does this social independence come? Allah has kept a beautiful time period in a human being's life. We all are going through different stages, and we are learning different things with different focuses in different age groups. So particularly this age group 12 to 18 has special sensitive period that directs the child towards being social. You and I cannot stop this, because this silent skill that is in a child becomes activated, becomes really super active. You can understand in a way that you and I do not have a flashlight on social independence. They have on social independence. We are past this now. If I don't go in my friends, I can still be happy in my home, like working on my own most of the time. If you I would like to go to sit with my friends whenever I need it, because I understand my needs now. I have a better control on my willpower now. But these kids, they are growing and they are learning. For them, this time becomes crazy time, and they become really socially very, very active. Not like you and me, but they want to be in their friends. They want to be known in their friends. They want to be recognized in their friends. They want to fit in groups. They want to get labeled by somebody, like maybe, oh, they are the team of fighters. They, oh, this is a football team. Oh, this is a girls group which is good in cooking skills. So all that, they like to be labeled and they want to be fit into a group. They are practicing for adulthood. You have to understand that 12 to 18, they are not adults. They are not adults. They are practicing for adulthood. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them this secret tendency, the tendencies, and the sensitive period that becomes that makes them alert towards being social. It is just like how I mentioned that when a child is learning language in 0 to 6, why is it that the child is only picking human language from the environment? Do you know why? Because he has sensitive period for developing language in between 0 to 6. So you would see a small little newborn just looking at your face. Why? Because he is looking at your lips and learning the language that you are speaking. That sensitive period for language in him is very much visible. That's why I'm mentioning that age. Though being social in 12 to 18, that is visible through his behavior or actions, but other than that, you can't tell that there is special sensitive period going in them until and unless I tell you the theory behind it. So this is the psychology that I share with the parents and the teachers, that they do have a sensitive period in them, and that is triggered by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it goes away once they are above 18. Then they start deciding, okay, when to meet, and then they prioritize their timings. After 18, they understand their responsibility. If I'm going to be too much in my friends, I'm going to miss on my assignments. I'm going to miss up that. I'm going to miss up that. That consciousness maturity comes after 18. But between 12 and to 18, they are crazily after their friends. Please do not label them that you are good for nothing now. You just keep going in your friends. You have forgotten your parents. You have forgotten your teachers. These are some labels that they keep hearing from the adults around them, because they are not understanding their characteristic in this stage. Adults, this is I know this is an investigation you might not have heard before, but if you want to really want to understand this more, please go and Google planes of development, how every child changes in characteristics into different ages, and then you will have a better understanding of this topic. This is a huge topic. If you want, I can keep going on and on, but we have a target to meet. So my main thing is, they are developing physical, psychological, and emotional changes in this age group. A lot of physical, psychological, and emotional changes already happening. Do not criticize them. They are already a victim of others around them. Their friends keep uh, targeting them, and their teachers keep targeting them. Adults who do not understand this age group, they keep targeting them. Please, you, if you are my listener today, do not criticize them. This is a very tender age. They need volunteer work a lot. So please keep that in mind and provide volunteer work for them. Let them hang out with friends. try to create an environment when they can make good friends. That doesn't mean you're choosing their friends, please, no. You can only provide an environment by taking them to the mosque, or by taking them to the public places where they can, like a football club or like a cooking club, and going to different community centers to get them engaged, and where they can find friends. So again, make it clear to your mind, you are not choosing their friends, you're just providing an environment where they can find their friends. And pray a lot to Allah that they find good friends. Okay. So now this one, effects of brands on children, a lot. They are really sensitive to these issues. And that doesn't mean you buy them all branded clothes. That means you have to connect to Quran yourself, and to bring consciousness of Allah. If you understand that Allah has selected for you something that is perfect, please bring that consciousness in the same consciousness in your child. What I normally do is, when I go for shopping with my children, I try giving them tips. I give them two dresses and say, you just need to pick up from these two. And then they pick up one. So at least they are choosing it. But then whatever they bring it, they're always confused that I think that was the better one, or this was the better one. Once we have purchased it, I always tell my children, this is the best one it was meant for you only. It was there in the on the shopping place, shopping plaza, just for you, and you picked it. This was Allah who decided for you. So stick to this. Just last week, my son was picking up a hoodie for himself, and then he brought it home, and then he still was deciding, oh mom, I don't think so, this one, the other one was better. Then I told him, see, if you're going to go back, how much time is going to get wasted again? If you got it, that means it is Allah's will. He wants you to wear this because this is what you chose, and this is what came with you to home. Like this, slowly and gradually. I'm not saying it's going to happen in one day, but one day he's definitely going to be sure that yes, mom is right. I'm not going to waste my time again in shopping. This is what Allah decided for me. So this is the best for me. Slowly and gradually, they will start trusting their choices. This is how they will be stronger in their willpower also. If you are going to say, oh, you never get to decide, you're not never making your mind up, you're always wasting time, stop doing that. They are in consciousness, they are really conscious about their clothes, they're really conscious about their looks, because if they are not supported by you, they are already a victim of their friends, they are being bullied in the environment. They go outside, they're being targeted of not using brands. You have to make your child stronger by saying, brand is not important, you are important. What you wear, what you feel, how wise you are, your mental power is important. So be strong by learning things around you, and all this is going to come from you if you believe in the same way. But if you are yourself brand conscious, oh, I didn't get the Kate Spade purse. I couldn't get the Michael Kors purse. Oh my God. I was saving money for this, and I wanted to buy this bag or that bag or this cloth or that cloth. That means you are giving an example. If my mom is so conscious, or my dad is so conscious about the brands, so why won't the child be? Right? So please think about these things. It's hard for them, especially at the teenager time. What you need to do, your role, engage them into sports. This is the best stage where they can get engaged in sports, outdoor activities, discuss with them. I know there are a lot of on screen. Just keep watch what they are watching on screen, and in a polite way, healthy way, humble way, in a friendship way. Oh, you seem to be smiling. What are you watching? I want to smile too. Just ways to see, not by saying, oh, show me what you're doing on your screen. You're still in the bed. You're all the time having a screen in your hand. No, don't say those negative remarks. Just say, talk to them and say, oh, you are smiling, I think you are watching something interesting, and they feel comfortable. Right away, when you say negative thing, they get in their shell. They say, oh, mom is always criticizing, dad is always criticizing. They will not share them. They will hide. Mom, I don't want to share. I don't want to share. They will be like that because they already are into this nervousness period. They are not so confident like you. You have to keep in mind these are teenagers still growing, not adults. Okay, so be really friendly to them, come closer to them, hug them, kiss them, and say, oh, show me what you're doing, or show your screen what you were watching or something if you're if you think. But before 12 years, I don't recommend screens, honestly. No mobile phones, no screens, and even timings does not work. They really, there are fights always on such thing. You are always in a war with them. After 12 years, yes, if you want to, it's your wish and will. If you want to give, I would say just, you know, how much you can prolong this till 12 years. They are still in your hands, I would say, still so much listening to you. But after 12 years, it becomes really trickier to be connected to them. The humble you are, the smiling you are, the better you are in your relationship. This is a small story with Khatija. I really loved doing this story work with a girl who was actually Khatija. In fact, she is actually Khatija. She lives in Los Angeles and she's a beautiful girl, 12 years of age. And I told her, let's find out a story that is, that would explain how what Surah Ikhlas is. And she did that, and together we found this story, and she did make it through the chat gpt, but that's okay because this is their way of learning. And even if they're using ChatGPT for taking out translations or making stories with Surah class, of course they can always explore and learn. But you as an adult do have to see what material they selected or how they came up, so that if you find anything that is contradictory or that is not in the belief that you should be having, at least you can guide and in a way, in a better way, reflect on it, so they can correct themselves. You are not correcting, please provide a control which helps them to correct themselves on their own. So maybe you can yourself bring a translation and a tafsir, and then you say and then match how what they did, so that at least she has something as an example to see also, right? That's called a control of error. That helps them learn that they made a mistake, but you are not actually pointing out the mistake. It is through that material. And that also, once they have generated a material, you can say, have a look at this one also. Maybe this one gives you understanding even more. So like this, you can share with them and they can compare and they can correct it if they are coming up with something wrong. Okay, I'm not saying they will definitely, if they are coming up with something wrong. Okay, so here's a story that Khatija produced. Okay, once in a small village nestled between rolling hills, there was a girl named Khatija. She was known for her honesty, wisdom, and deep sense of spirituality. Even though she was only 12 years old, Khadija's family were humble farmers and they lived in peace surrounded by nature. Her days were filled with helping her parents, studying the Quran, and learning from the elders of the village. One day, as the sun set behind the hills, Khadija sat under a tree in the village square, her heart heavy with questions about the world. She had always wondered about the nature of God. She had heard stories from elders, but she still sought a clearer understanding. As she sat deep in thought, an elderly scholar approached her. His name was Imam Yusuf, known for his profound knowledge of the Quran. He sat beside her and noticed the look of contemplation on her face. What's on your mind, my child? He asked gently. Khadija looked up at him and replied, Imam Yusuf, I often hear people speak about Allah, but I wonder, who is he really? How can we truly understand his nature? Imam Yusuf smiled kindly and said, You are wise to seek the answer. my dear. But there is one surah in the Quran that holds the key to understanding the essence of Allah. It is Surah Ikhlas. Khadija tilted her head in curiosity. Surah Ikhlas? I have heard its name, but I don't fully understand its meaning. Imam Yusuf nodded. Surah Ikhlas is a surah that tells us everything we need to know about Allah's nature. It is short, but its message is profound. Let me tell you the essence of it. Surah Ikhlas. He recited the surah in a soft voice, the most beautiful kirat she has ever heard. It was that beautiful, soft voice. Say he is Allah who is one, Allah the eternal refuge. He neither begets nor is born, nor is there to him any equivalent. After reciting it, he looked at Khadija, whose eyes were wide with understanding. Do you see, Khadija? Imam Yusuf said gently. This surah tells us that Allah is one. He is the only one and He is beyond comparison. He has no parents, no children, and there is nothing like Him. He is eternal, the one who is self sufficient. This is the essence of Allah's nature. Khadija's heart filled with a sense of peace. She understood now Allah was not bound by the limits of the world. He was not like anything or anyone she could ever imagine. He was unique, eternal, and beyond all creation. He is unique, eternal, and beyond all creation. She asked, so Allah is like no one else? There is no one like him. Imam Yusuf smiled. Exactly, my child. Surah Ikhlas reminds us of that truth. It helps us focus on the pure, unchanging reality of Allah. When we recite it, we are affirming that Allah is the only one worthy of worship, that He is the eternal and unmatched. Khadija sat silently for a moment, reflecting on the beauty of what she had just learned. She felt a deep connection to this truth, as though a wheel had been lifted from her heart. The next morning, Khadija woke up early, feeling an overwhelming sense of gratitude and clarity. She rushed to the mosque and stood before the mihrab, facing the Qibla. With a soft voice, she began to recite Surah Ikhlas, her heart filled with love for Allah. As she finished the surah, she felt a warmth inside her, as if the entire universe was in harmony with her soul. Khadija realized that the simplicity of Surah Ikhlas was its greatest strength. It helped her understand and Allah's absolute oneness and the purity of His existence. From that day forward, Khadija shared the message of Surah Ikhlas with everyone she met, explaining its meaning and reminding them of Allah's unmatched greatness. She knew that no matter how difficult life could be, this understanding would always guide her and bring her peace. Okay, so did you hear the story? That story that I just mentioned is from the age group 5 years onwards. Okay, so every story is depending on the age that you're dealing with. So this story I'm also going to I can share its PDF in the group that is for parenting that I have. If you are not in our group, any of our groups on WhatsApp, the one is for concerned mothers and the other one is the parenting one. If you are not, please write down in the chat and I'm going to share you the link to it so that you can join the groups, because we normally share the PDF in those groups. So for this story, I'm going to share the PDF in that group and you can use that for your kids, definitely for the kids that you're teaching. This is going to be my last lesson for today. This is names of Allah. So after you have taught about Allah, you have done Surah Ikhlas, and then this one is telling you names of Allah. This in this you can see a square for 100. This is a square for 100, and in this there are labels, the names of Allah, and then there is bar of tens over here. You can see bars of tens over here. How do you give a lesson? I'm going to show you this material just now. Okay, I'm going to, when I stop sharing my screen, I'm going to show you how this material actually looks like. Now, I took a help of a 22-year-old girl, and then she designed this material for us. Her name is Miral Fatima. She's my daughter, and she designed this material, making the labels, writing the names. It took a lot of time. The fun part of this lesson was that the labels are so many in number. How many? There are 99 names, including and if one more name, that is Allah, the main name, the primary name. So total there are 100 in this square, and then the bars for 10 each. The child would label the for each unit the child would label. How would you know what is a unit? So this unit you can see between the two hands. So giving a concept of only one, you have to understand that you cannot actually explain the surah without this concept. So this cannot come before the age of 6, but you at least start indirect preparation, and in the age of 4 start giving the concept of only one, only one, only one. So, and no number after one. So in order to show that you can show such pictures in which you can see only one, whereas here you can see a bar of 10, but in between the two hands you can see only one, only one. So if you give this concept again and again, this concept is going to fix in his mind. Then you can start Surah Ikhlas and explain the meaning and then the translation, so that the actual explanation can be understood by the child. How did I do with this? So in the fun story was, there was no control that was prepared. I always say that Montessori material should have a control of error. So she didn't have a chart in front of her so she can arrange the names. And then she kept on doing it. She took hours in that. I did try to go and help, but then, and I thought I should let her do it on her own. And then later on, she came to me and said that, she felt a little apologetic. She said that you came to help me, but I was not ready to take guidance at that time. And I told her that's absolutely fine, not to worry at all. Because in my mind, what was going on? The more time she spends with this activity, uh, yes, Miral is right. It took hour and a half to sort out and to arrange the names. So, what was going on in my mind? In my mind, I knew the aim. Being a mother, I knew the aim. The more time my child spends on it, the more blessings she's going to get. And then the names also will fix in her mind, because the more she's going to read, then the more she's going to practice, and the more the practice, the better the understanding and learning of the names, right? So the direct aims, this is the sheet that she prepared, and then she used a scissor to cut them out. And then we will share the PDF for you. Okay, this is the it's a Montessori write-up that we use for every single exercise. For this specially, I'm sharing one. This is for age group 5 plus, as I mentioned before, because in 4 they start maths. Okay, so 5 plus should be this for the material. It includes 100 square, 10 blocks, bars of 10 Montessori math material, and 100 labels. The labels are all with the names of Allah. Okay. What is the direct aim? To introduce the 99 names of Allah along with the supreme name Allah, to practice counting, matching, and language development, to build reverence and love for Allah's attributes. What are indirect aims? Spiritual readiness and preparation for Quranic learning, development of order, concentration, and memory, foundation in maths quantities, that is 1 to 100, and language. Now, there is a whole procedure written here how you can give this lesson to the child. Isn't it beautiful? This is all designed for you if you are a teacher or if you are a mother. Do not worry. We are going to share the PDF in the group. If you're not in the group of concerned mothers or parenting, please, you can pause this video and then have a look, take a screenshot and read this write-up. Okay, let me show you. Okay, 99 names of, I'm not sure what's happening. Okay, let me, yeah, I'm going to stop sharing now so that I can show you the video. Okay, this is the box that in which there are labels. So opening and closing boxes is an exercise that we do for the kids. So already the child knows how to open the box and close the box, and it is in a Montessori environment. These are the labels. You can see they are designed the way that I showed you on the screen. And I'm just going to show you one label so you can have a look at it. This is how you hold it. And then there are all the 99 labels in this. They took a lot of time to sort this out and, compare and cut out. So this is the 100 square of 100. It can also be of golden color. That's more important. If it's golden color and you find a square of 100 for golden color, that is even better. Okay. That is authentic Montessori material. But whatever you find, if you can't find, you can have a look at this and then prepare it on a card sheet and then cut out. Okay. This is the bar of 10. So first you have to count with the child that how many bars of 10 are required in a square for 100. Then count on top: 110, 210, 310, 410, 510, 610, 710, 810, 910, 10 tens. So 10 makes us square for 100. Okay. And then start labeling by pointing at each bar of 10. You can start with Allah, the one that they really recognize. So Allah. So Montessori principles include, say, introduce with what the child already knows. So the child already know the name Allah, right? So you start with that and then give him the new names, the 99 names. The more he's going to sort out and arrange it, the more he's going to read it. The more he practices it, it's going to get better and better, and he will develop the understanding and learn and memorize the names. Okay. I even tried it with the boys, the teenager boys. So there was my son's friend who came, and we gave him this task while we were making this material. When we were making this material, it was all scattered on the bed, and they were trying to sort out. There were 3 sets, and just imagine they had to make sets of 99 labels. So each set had 99. And then how many labels would there be on the bed? And then one of them arranged the 9 on a tray, and all of a sudden a younger child came who was just 9 years, and he took the tray in a rush, and they dropped by mistake on the bed. So again, they started to find out. So this was a beautiful experience. I just want to share because this is how they're learning when they are in a mixed age environment. And I had guests at home at that time. So there was a 9-year-old, there was a 6-year-old, there was my son who was a teenager, my daughter who designed this material, and they all were busy in making and arranging this material. It was a beautiful experience to see, actually. And they learned a lot. And even I did when I was observing them. So please involve your children in such activities where you can use this material more and more with them. And you can design material of your own, of course. So this was one technique for today, how you can design material. Okay. Here I'm going to end the session, and I'm going to take your questions if you have any. And what did you learn from the session today? Please share that in the chat. I'll see you next Thursday, inshallah. And I pray to Allah that you have learned some skills today, and see you in the next session on Thursday.